Most people assume cheap means risky. Buy something under £5,000 and you're basically gambling. And honestly, sometimes that's true, but not always, because hiding inside the used car market right now are 9 cars that will genuinely shock you with how long they last. Some start at £2,500. Some have owners reporting 200,000 miles on a basic service history. What Car's 2025 survey of 32,000 UK owners proved it. Cheap and reliable aren't opposites. These 9 cars are the proof. 9. Mazda 3. Nobody talks about the Mazda 3 enough, and that's exactly why it's a hidden gem. While everyone else was fighting over Golfs and Focuses, Mazda quietly built one of the most dependable hatchbacks on the road. Now here's what you actually need to know before you go shopping. Not every Mazda 3 engine is the same. Skip the 2.3 turbo entirely. Go straight for the 2.0 Skyactiv G. That's the one. Naturally aspirated, no turbo to worry about, and owners across the board consistently report it as near bulletproof. Mazda ranked 3rd in the J.D. Power 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, and the 2.0 Skyactiv G is a big reason why. Owners are regularly hitting 160,000 miles on nothing more than routine oil changes and basic servicing. You can pick up a solid example for around £3,500 to £5,000, which is significantly less than a Golf or Focus of the same age. And here's the bonus. The Mazda 3 actually wants to be driven. Sharp steering, a well-balanced feel, and a cabin that holds up well over the years. Less money, fewer problems, and a car that genuinely puts a smile on your face. That combination is rarer than you'd think. 8. Ford Fiesta. Britain loved the Fiesta for a reason. For nearly a decade straight, it was the UK's best-selling car, and the used market is absolutely full of them, which works entirely in your favour. More supply means better prices, and better prices mean you can afford to be choosy and hold out for a well-kept one. Now here's the bit that actually matters. Not every Fiesta engine is equal. What Car's reliability survey is clear on this: skip the 1.0 EcoBoost if you're buying pre-2019, and go straight for the 1.1-litre petrol manual. That's the one owners consistently report the fewest problems with. No wet belt concerns, no coolant complications, just a simple, straightforward engine that gets on with the job. Parts are everywhere. Every mechanic in the country knows this car inside out, and servicing costs stay low year after year. You're looking at around £3,000 to £5,000 for a solid 2017 to 2019. Example: fun to drive, cheap to run, and when you pick the right engine, genuinely dependable. 7. Honda Civic. Honda has been building reliable cars longer than most manufacturers have existed, and the Civic is the proof. The 1.8-litre i-VTEC engine in pre-2017 examples is one of the most dependable naturally aspirated engines ever fitted to a family hatchback. No turbos, no timing belt anxiety, just clean Honda engineering that keeps going and going. Owners across the UK are regularly clocking 150,000 miles without anything more serious than a set of brake pads and an annual service. And this isn't just owner opinion. What Car's 2025 reliability survey ranked Honda as the #1 brand in the UK, with a 96.6% reliability rating across all their models. That number doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of decades of engineering discipline, and the Civic is right at the heart of it. You can find solid pre-2017 examples for around £4,000 to £6,000, and for that money, you're getting a genuinely spacious, well-built car that feels more premium than its price suggests. Comfortable on long motorway runs, easy in city traffic, and almost suspiciously cheap to own. If you want Japanese reliability at a price that doesn't hurt, the Civic is where you start looking. 6. Skoda Fabia. If you want a car that costs almost nothing to buy, almost nothing to run, and almost nothing to fix, the Skoda Fabia is your answer. Examples start from around £2,500, making it one of the most accessible cars on this entire list. And the reason it's so cheap to own goes straight back to the engine. The 1.2 MPI petrol is about as simple as modern engines get. No turbochargers, no direct injection, no complicated emission systems, just a straightforward, naturally aspirated unit that quietly racks up the miles without complaint. That simplicity pays off massively in the long run. MOT records show the Fabia consistently posting some of the lowest failure rates in its class, with most issues limited to tyres, bulbs and brake wear. Nothing expensive, nothing unexpected. And because the Fabia shares components with Volkswagen and Seat, parts are cheap and available everywhere. Any mechanic can work on it, and they won't charge you a fortune when they do. Honest John's owner satisfaction data flags it as one of the most cost-effective small cars to keep on the road year after year. For £2,500, you're getting a car that just works every single morning without drama. That's the whole point of the Fabia, and it delivers every time. 5. The Kia Ceed spent years being overlooked because people assumed Korean meant budget. That assumption was wrong, and used car buyers who figured that out early have been quietly saving thousands ever since. The 1.6-litre naturally aspirated petrol engine, particularly the pre-turbo versions, is where the Ceed's reliability story starts. No turbos means fewer failure points. Fewer failure points means lower repair bills. Owners regularly report these engines reaching 130,000 miles and beyond on nothing more than routine servicing. Oil changes, filters, and the occasional set of pads. That's genuinely it. Used examples sit between £3,000 and £5,500, depending on age and mileage, which already makes it exceptional value for a well-built family hatchback. But here's what really separates the Ceed from everything else at this price: Kia's 7-year warranty. Many used examples on the road today are still covered under that original warranty, which means you're buying a budget car with manufacturer-backed peace of mind. That is almost unheard of at this price point. Driver Power reliability data consistently places the Ceed among the most dependable family hatchbacks in the UK. Cheap to buy, cheap to run, and backed by one of the best warranties in the business. The Ceed makes the decision very easy. 4. Suzuki Swift. The Suzuki Swift is the car that mechanics quietly recommend to their own family members. That tells you everything. It starts from around £3,000 for a solid used example, and the running costs from that point forward are genuinely some of the lowest of any car on UK roads. The 1.2-litre naturally aspirated engine is the reason. Light, simple, and completely free of the turbos and complex systems that turn other cheap cars into expensive headaches. Owners across the UK are regularly hitting 180,000 miles with nothing beyond basic servicing. Not 180,000 miles limping along, 180,000 miles running cleanly and starting first time every morning. Insurance sits in the lowest groups, fuel economy is strong in real-world mixed driving, and Suzuki backs new Swifts with a 7-year warranty, one of the longest of any manufacturer in this class. That level of confidence from the manufacturer filters directly into the used market. What car owner satisfaction data consistently shows Swift owners among the least likely to report unexpected repair bills? For £3,000 to £5,000, you're getting a nimble, efficient, genuinely fun, small car that costs almost nothing to keep on the road. The Swift doesn't shout about how reliable it is. It just proves it every single day, mile after mile. 3. Honda Jazz. The Honda Jazz is the car people buy once and never want to replace. It doesn't shout about itself, it doesn't need to. The 1.4 petrol engine is about as close to unbreakable as a car engine gets. No turbos, no complicated systems, just a naturally aspirated Honda unit that owners regularly run past 200,000 miles on basic servicing. On a car you can pick up for £3,000 to £5,500. That's not a deal, that's a steal. Now you might be wondering, the Civic was already on this list, so why does the Jazz rank higher? Simple. It's cheaper to buy, cheaper to insure, and it has a longer proven reliability record at high mileage. What Car's 2025 survey ranked Honda the #1 brand in the UK for reliability at 96.6%, and within Honda's own lineup, the Jazz consistently sits at the top. The Magic Seat system gives you more usable space than cars significantly larger. Boot space, passenger room, practicality. It punches way above its size in every area. For anyone who wants a car that never lets them down and never drains their wallet, the Jazz is the answer. 2. Toyota Yaris. If there's one name that comes up every single time someone asks about reliable cheap cars in the UK, it's the Toyota Yaris. And it's not hype. The 1.3 petrol engine is one of the most proven, most dependable small car engines ever made. No turbos, no fragile emission systems, just straightforward Toyota engineering doing what Toyota engineering always does, lasting forever. Owners across the UK are regularly reporting 170,000, 180,000, even 220,000 miles on the clock. At that mileage, most cars are a memory. The Yaris is still going to work. The Warranty-Wise Reliability Index 2025 ranked the Toyota Yaris as the most reliable small car in the UK. That's not one survey, that's years of repair data, thousands of real ownership records, and the Yaris coming out on top every single time. You can pick up a solid example for around £3,500 to £6,000, and what you're getting for that money is almost unfair. Low insurance, minimal road tax, exceptional fuel economy, and a car that the used market has proven over and over again simply does not break. The Yaris isn't the flashiest car on this list. It was never trying to be. It was trying to be the most dependable, and it won. Hyundai i10. This is the one. The car that sits at number 1 on this list isn't a premium saloon, it isn't a hybrid SUV, it's a tiny city car that starts from around £2,500 used and costs almost nothing to run. The Hyundai i10. And the reason it's number 1 isn't opinion, it's data. What Car's 2025 reliability survey tested 227 models and gathered feedback from over 32,000 owners across the UK. Out of all of them, only 4 cars achieved a perfect 100% fault-free rating. The Hyundai i10 was one of them. Not top 10, not top 5. Perfect score. That means not a single owner reported a fault. In a survey of over 30,000 people, that result is almost impossible to argue with, and it tells you everything you need to know about what Hyundai has built here. The 1.0 and 1.2 naturally aspirated engines are as simple as car engines get in 2026. Insurance sits in groups 1 to 4 depending on trim, road tax is minimal, and fuel. Economy in real-world driving regularly pushes past 50 miles per gallon. You're looking at one of the cheapest cars to buy, the cheapest to insure, the cheapest to fuel, and according to the most comprehensive reliability survey in the UK, the most fault-free car you can own. The i10 doesn't just earn its place at number 1, it owns it.